Hello, my name is Christy McKibben, and my thematic unit is Life on the Farm. I've geared all the components of my unit for first grade students. It provides a hands-on learning experience so that students will learn about the different animals on the farm, the food that they eat. They'll also learn about where they live, where they spend their day. We'll talk about the differences between living and non-living, the life cycle of a chicken, and we'll also learn some very interesting facts about the different farm animals. Here is my notebook. It's Life on the Farm, and I have a picture of some animals on it. And you open it up and have a cover sheet. And then I've added some dividers so that it will be easier for my planning. And let's see, I have my Life on the Farm thematic unit description, my learning goals, and my text in here, the ones that we'll be covering. And I have my interactive science board, my math learning station, and my math lesson plan, my science learning station, and all the components of that, and my science lesson plan. And I included some some worksheets that I want the students to do for the life cycle of the chicken lesson plan with the upper and lowercase letters. So that's my notebook that we have. Now my first math folder game is right here, and all farmers have to buy food for their animals. And so this farm is no exception. The farmers have to buy the food. So this is geared for 2 students, and one student can put on a farmer's hat, and the other student can put on a store clerk's hat. And come over here to the store, and the store clerk will have the food for the animals, and the student, the farmer, will have to choose which food the animal needs. And we have a chart here that shows us that each piece of food, each kind of food, costs $3. And I made it so that everything is 3, so we'll focus on learning our 3s and how to add 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. And when they buy one of the items for food, they'll give the store clerk either $3 or a 5 and a 6, and that'll give them familiar with money and adding. And I have a chart in the store clerk's bin, and it's groups of 3s, and we have an addition check chart right there as well. Now, after the farmer buys the food, they're going to open up the folder, and they're going to put the food in the correct animal. So here's the chicken. They're going to buy some chicken corn, and then they're going to put it in the chicken's little pocket right here beside the chicken and feed that chicken. So they'll have 5 animals to feed, and after they feed their animals, then they can trade jobs. And oh yes, and there is a chart in the back to check to make sure that they fed each animal the correct food. So they'll have a lot of fun with that. And when they're through with that and they've traded, they'll be able to get a challenge sheet of paper, a challenge slip, and it says buy food for the goat and the pig. And right here there's a line to write how much the goat's food costs and how much the pig's food costs. They'll add those together, and they can put this in a folder that we're going to create about life on the farm. All the things that the children create through this unit, they'll put all together for their Life on the Farm folder. Now we're going to go over to our science interactive board, and we have baby animals and adult animals in the same animal family. The students will choose a baby animal. Here's a little pig, a little piglet, and they'll put it right here beside the mama pig. And here we have a goat, and here is a little goat, and that's called a kid. And on here we have a chart that they can check their work with right here. And we have the horse and the coat, the cow and the calf. This will get the children familiar with the correct names for the baby animals on the farm. And they can ask each other questions, they can challenge each other, they'll enjoy this. Now we're going to go over to the living and non-living section of my interactive board. The students there's an envelope here and some directions to choose a picture from the envelope. Look at the picture and place it where it belongs. Oh my, here's a flashlight. Is that living or non-living? Does it eat? Does it drink? Does it breathe air? No, so it is non-living. And here's a telephone. Now it talks, but it's not living, is it? And oh, here's a little farm girl. She's living. Once they've placed all the cards there, they can look at their check chart, and this is a picture of the cards. And so they'll know exactly which ones are living and which ones are non-living, and they'll know if they got it right. And they can put how many they got right or how many they got wrong on a note card with their name on it, and they can put that in their folder too. Now we have the life cycle of a chicken. The students are going to learn the steps of the life cycle, as well as some interesting things, how long it takes in between each step. Here it says to look at the chart, choose a picture from the envelope, put it on the correct step, and then put the pictures back in the envelope. So, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the chicken did. So here's the chicken, and my egg is in here, and here's the baby chick. Once they get familiar with the steps, they can focus on how long it takes in between each step. And here's a chart that verifies that it's the chicken, the egg, and the chick. Now, while they're working on this life cycle of a chicken, they can wear the farmer's straw hat. Now we're going to go over to our science game. And this one's a lot of fun. There's a lot of manipulatives here that the children will enjoy playing with and touching the cow. And, oh my, a deer. There's not a deer on a farm. No, I threw some other little animals in there. And the children only choose the animals that belong on the farm. We have pictures up here and the instructions, find the farm animals. And it's got the farm animals on there, as well as pictures and clues as to which bin they would go in. So the cows and the horses and the goats will go in the pasture. And here's a pig pen with mud. And here's the chicken coop. And look, oh, here's the chicken. We'll put her in there. And we find, oh, here's a little pig, and we put the pig in there. Now, once they've played with this and they've had fun learning which place each animal goes, we can learn some interesting facts about those animals. I have 5 fact cards. And the pig rolls around in the mud to stay cool. They never sweat. I never knew that. Pigs have 4 toes, but they only walk on 2, so it always looks like they're walking on their tiptoes. And cows drink about a bathtub full of water. I didn't really know that either. So, what do you know? They can grab a challenge sheet, and this one says, which animal drinks as much water as is in a bathtub? And we just learned it's the cow. Once they get those answers right, they can make up their own and ask their friends questions. And they can put those answers and those sheets in their folder too. I hope you've enjoyed my thematic unit of Life on the Farm.